Hello viewers, and welcome once again to channel Healthy Wrinkles, which is devoted for healthcare of elderly senior citizens and also very relevant for their relatives. Today we have pleasure of hosting once again Dr. Nilesh Shah. Dr. Nilesh Shah has been a leading psychiatrist in Mumbai and in India and has been working with Sion Hospital and has been HOD at Sion Hospital for now more than 3 decades. So welcome, Doctor, once again on Healthy Wrinkles channel.
Namaste. Thank you.
So, Doctor, given the today's topic, my first question is, what is delirium? And from geriatric or for elderly perspective, why it is such an important issue?
Okay. So basically, delirium means clouding of consciousness. So altered sensorium. We are fully conscious. We are aware about our surrounding, ourself. And that when that awareness about self and the surrounding decreases, we call it a delirium, that a person has developed delirium. Now, how do we know that there is a decreased awareness about self and the environment? Is a symptom called disorientation. So, person is disoriented in time. So, if you ask him, what time of the day is it? If it's an evening, he might say it's a morning. In the morning, he might say it's an evening. So, he is not aware of the time, that is disoriented in time. Disorientation in place. So, he may not know whether he is at his home or whether he is at his workplace or whether he is in the hospital. So, he is totally confused. So, disorientation in place and disorientation in persons. So, he may recognize or may not recognize persons around him. So, he may fail to recognize his loved ones or neighbors or maybe some distant relatives. So, first, as I said, altered sensorium, disorientation in time, place, and person. Now, along with this, sometimes they have auditory and visual hallucinations. So, there are no voices, nobody can see anything, but they see imaginary things and they hear voices which nobody else can hear. So, they are called hallucinations. Basically, also, there may be sleep disturbances. And there are 2 types of delirium. What we call, one is hyperactive, where they are agitated, angry, sometimes become aggressive, violent, try to run away. So that is hyperactive kind of delirium. Or hypoactive. So they become very sluggish, drowsy, not able to move, not able to speak properly. So hyperactivity is also a part of delirium, and hypoactivity may also be a part of delirium. And there is a particular phenomenon which is called as occupational delirium. We had this bus conductor who was admitted in the ward, our ward. And in the night, he went into the delirium and he started feeling that he is in the bus, though he was in the hospital. So he woke up in the middle of the night and he thought other patients are passengers. So he would go and say, ticket, Kalba Devi aa gaya, paise nikalo, chutta nikalo, and everybody was wondering, why is he behaving like this? So change in the behavior because of disorientation. So these are typical features of delirium.
And Doctor, why it is more relevant in among geriatric or elderly, and what are the signs or symptoms they will present with, because their caretaker should know what to look for.
Yes. Elderly people are at a higher risk of developing delirium. Delirium is often associated with dementia. We said that elderly people can develop dementia. Dementia is an illness of 60 plus people, and these are the people who are at a higher risk of developing delirium. The common causes in elderly, one very, very common is hypoglycemia. Patient may have diabetes, he is taking diabetes medicine, and suddenly he doesn't take food, or the diabetes medicine dose is more and blood sugar decreases, and he develops delirium. He starts muttering something, he starts saying something, he becomes disoriented. And then we know that this is hypoglycemia. You check the blood sugar, it is less. you give blood, intravenous sugar or orally sugar, and he becomes all right. So hypoglycemia should be remembered as one of the most common cause of delirium, particularly in the patients who have diabetes and who are taking diabetes medicine or particularly insulin injections. The another cause is hypoglycemia. Once I said hypoglycemia, another is hyponatremia, low sodium level. Now, either it can happen independently when you drink lots of water, excessive water, or there are certain medications which can cause hyponatremia. So low salt in the body can also cause this kind of confusion. Alcohol, drugs, etc., and sometimes our own medications prescribed by the doctor in overdose or during withdrawal. So if person is taking alcohol regularly and suddenly stops taking alcohol, or person is taking sleeping pills, benzodiazepines in a high dose and suddenly stops taking those medicines, then he can get withdrawal delirium. Similarly, all the febrile illnesses are associated with delirium. And in elderly, urinary tract infection is common. In bedridden patient, pneumonia is common. So any kind of infection, whether it is because of urinary tract or whether it is because of bedridden patient pneumonia, febrile illness that develop infection either of the chest, of the urine or brain, like meningitis, encephalitis, person becomes delirious. If the person has hypertension, then there is a chances of stroke if the blood pressure is not controlled. And there, either what is called as transient ischemic attack, that for a short while, the blood supply of the brain is compromised, and there the person becomes a little delirious. Simple thing like sleep deprivation can cause delirium. We had one patient, elderly gentleman around 60, and he was a Uber driver. And there was some scheme that if you drive for 70 hours, you will get some extra money. So he decided, and he did not sleep at all for 3 consecutive days and continuously kept on driving Uber taxi. And on the 4th day, he went into delirium. He was little drowsy, little awake, and he was confused, and relatives did not know what has happened. He was brought to Sion Hospital. Then we admitted him, kept him under observation. He was sleep deprived, so immediately he went to sleep. He continuously slept for about 12 hours. And when he woke up, when we talked to him, he said that this is what had happened, that he had not slept properly for almost 3 consecutive days for getting the reward of driving 70 hours in a week. So even sleep deprivation can cause delirium.
Doctor, specifically, what kind of advice would you give for maybe elderly and maybe their family members or caregivers, so that these kind of situations can be prevented, or at least the chances can be reduced?
Okay, so in general, regular sleep is very, very important, as I mentioned. Maintaining regular day-night cycle, medicine doses. So if you are taking diabetes medicine, hypertension medicine, so take it regularly and monitor your blood sugar, blood pressure regularly, so that they are well maintained. Avoid excessive consumption of alcohol, drugs, other sleeping medications, because they can cause delirium. And have a healthy lifestyle so that you are at a lower risk of developing febrile illnesses. Like if you are taking good care of your hygiene, you are less likely to develop urinary tract infection because it's a hygiene problem. Similarly, if you are mobile and not bedridden, then you are less likely to develop pneumonia. And similarly, nowadays we are all talking about COVID. So if you take precautions, if you develop COVID, febrile illness, you can develop delirium. Patients are presenting in delirium because of viral infection, COVID infection. So all the precautions you should take. If the person has dementia particularly and has been diagnosed as a dementia, then we recommend that he should be in a well-lit room where he is not deprived of sensory stimuli, because sensory deprivation can cause delirium. So there should be enough light in the room, good ventilation in the room. you don't keep on changing the furniture because your memory is not very good. So if you keep on changing the places of where you keep your specs or where you keep your wallet, etc., again the person becomes confused. So do not change things, more or less keep the same, and the daily routine should be kept same. So go to bed at the fixed time, wake up at the fixed time, go to toilet at fixed time, have your meals at fixed times. So that daily routine is regular, you are less likely to go into delirium.
Thank you, doctor, for very, very valuable advice, information, also a piece of advice, how it can be probably prevented or the chances can be reduced. Thank you once again, doctor.
Thank you very much.